Joining me right now is Mr. Pankaj Madan, Group CFO, InterGlobe Enterprises. Mr. Madan, I'd like to know from you what are the top trends or turning points the CFO community should watch out for?
Yeah. So I think that's a great question. I think CFO has to be at the forefront in the organization to navigate these complex times. There is so much uncertainty. The old models no longer work. One has to be watchful on what I call as the weak signals, and which is basically, you may have a large well established business and you may be a market leader, but you may have a guy who's got this whole new technology disruption operating out of the back of a garage. It seems too small to even notice, and the business model may not even seem to be working, so it just remains under the radar till a day comes that that venture becomes too big and completely disrupts your core model. Those are the things to really watch out. I think i think the key is to fundamentally, just in a very simplistic manner, focus on what the customer needs are those being fulfilled in the larger landscape. Has anybody else come up with a way to solve those better than what you are, and particularly with technology enabled? And if that be the case, watch that space very, very carefully. It may not be profitable at the moment, but adopt it, look at it, improvise on it, and see how you can be ahead in that journey. So just keeping an eye out in the external world, and watching and being nimble enough as an organization is a matter of life and death at this stage.
So my next question to you is talking about recession, being a little futuristic. Do you see recession happening anytime soon in the global scenario? And if yes, what do you think will be the implications for India?
Yeah. So again, I don't really have a crystal ball to gaze, and there are so many macro moving parts which is difficult to predict. There is the Ukraine war, which has a significant implication because it has implication on European energy supply, but in the larger context also in terms of the oil prices and the uncertainty that it causes, and therefore the impact on currency, and all of that has an implication in India, because in India, I think we've never been so interconnected with the rest of the world as we are today. So there are all those. I think, but I think at the end of the day, fundamentally, it's we have demonstrated, particularly over the last few years, that we are a very resilient economy. We've overcome COVID. I think, today where we are just demonstrates fundamentally the strength of our domestic market. And I think the macros will do what they do, but I think we do have a very strong story in India. Yeah.